Okay, sir. Okay.
So, Niloy, who are you communicating with? Niloy disconnected, probably. Saiful, can you hear me? Sharifa, do you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what about Saiful? You cannot hear me. Okay, so can you start? So
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
at least five of you. Okay, but I think you can see what I am sharing, right?
Right, sir.
Yes, sir.
So what do you see?
Sir,
Explaining or
last
predicting variables versus this one.
Okay,
sir,
so
last
you
couple of class you didn't give us the class recording. So sometimes we need the recording of class. It would be a big help for us if you give us the recording.
You didn't ask for probably, or I didn't. Okay. So next time, okay, you ask me, huh, if you need any recording.
Okay, sir. Sir, actually, other teacher they usually submit the recording of the class after class. So
Mm,
that's why we thought maybe you didn't wanna give that. That's why maybe no one told you that.
okay. So I used to do that, okay, till the last semester. But I found that some students intentionally do not attend the class, thinking that okay, as I am going to get the video recording of the class, so no need to attend the class. So then this semester I actually was thinking of changing the strategy
Mm-hmm.
to make the class more interactive and more useful.
Sir, I think
Uh,
this is the
because
beauty of online class that we can repeat the class, especially some theory-based class. I've noticed that this is very effective
but
when we can
I'm not
repeat.
sure whether repeating is really useful or not. I'm not sure
Sir, I
because
believe that repetition.
the students of master's level, okay, uh, they are adult, okay, able to understand, okay, the class activities and other things. And if they do not understand in the class, I'm not sure what they will understand after repeating the recording.
So especially some linguistic aspects, when we can repeat that kind of class,
Mhm,
it's really big help, I think. And
mhm,
there is a saying that repetition is the mother of skill.
mhm.
So I think this is
No,
something.
it is about language structures or other things. But if it is related to ideas, some ideas, for example, that I'm talking about, but in that case, I'm not sure that how much help it would be if you go for the recording again. However, so I may share. But remember, I want my class to be more interactive. Okay, means if you do
Yes,
not
sir.
understand, okay,
Mhm.
then you ask me in the classroom. Okay, that is
Okay,
the
sir.
purpose of the live class. Otherwise, we could only record the lecture and we could send it to you.
Yes, sir. Exactly.
Then what is the importance of the live class?
Hmm.
If it means that students are able to understand only going through the recording, then they should understand everything even by reading a book. Yes or
Yes, sir.
no?
Yes, sir. But literally, sir, it's not possible to do the class from recording all through the class. When we are interact with the teacher, it's easy to do the 3 hours class. But when we repeat it on from recording, I've noticed it's kind of boring to repeat it.
Boring,
So,
definitely it should be boring. So
yes, sir.
that's why students should not depend on the recording actually.
Yes, sir. But
Okay.
sometimes we can't get the point instantly. So when we do the class and when you want something repeat, then we can understand that in that part of this class, I will get this information like maybe
So
after
so
1 hour,
means
20 minutes, something like that.
so it proves that okay, probably students are not serious or they are not giving their 100% attention to the class or class activities.
But in online class, sir, I think not everyone
You see,
can give
what would you
full.
do? What would you do in your okay uh, that is called real life situation? Is it possible in your real life situation that okay, you will ask the same actors, speakers, okay, for example, you are now attending a conversation, okay, making a conversation or attending a program. So
Mhm.
can you ever think that okay, this program will be repeated for you? And then if you do not understand the seminar, if you do not understand the conference, if you do not understand the lecture, if you do not understand the presentation, you can ask the presenter, okay, please do it again. Is it possible? No, it's
No,
not
sir.
possible. It's not possible. Means if you do not speak at that time during the conversation, you have
Mhm.
missed this. You have missed it, right? So the
Yes, sir.
purpose of education is to make you ready for the real life activities,
Mhm.
right?
Yes,
So
sir.
that you can perform your real life activities properly. So education is the training session. So if
Mm-hmm.
students do not take part in their activities properly, okay, then it is a great loss for them.
Mm-hmm. That's true, sir.
However, okay, so let's start our today's class with uh, specifying a purpose or research questions or hypothesis. So how far we discussed, Sharifa?
Yes, sir.
How far we discussed about this topic? Did we discuss? Yes or no?
Sir, sir, I think you discussed it.
So how far? Did I finish it?
Yes, sir.
I
Yes.
finished.
Yes.
Okay, so nothing left. Hmm?
Yes, sir. Sir, I think you finished it, but I don't know
But,
what
but no question.
other thing.
No question. Hmm? Are you sure that you have any question or not?
Sir, I don't have any question.
Okay, so if you have no questions, I request you to go through the chapter again, and if you have any question, you can ask me.
Sure, sir.
Okay. But I'm not sure whether I discussed these guidelines for writing quantitative research questions or not. Did I? Are you sure? I cannot recollect now.
Sir, I think I saw these slides, but I'm not sure where did I see.
Okay. No, I posted it before midterm. That's why definitely you
Oh,
have seen. Okay. Well,
yes.
let's start with the guidelines for writing quantitative research questions. Okay. So just a minute. Just I have to receive a call from the office. So read this part. Huh? Hello. Hello.
Yes,
Hello.
sir.
Okay. Yes. Sadia Jannat. Sadia Jannat.
Yes, sir.
Okay, do you hear me? Okay, so
Yes, sir.
please read this slide. Guidelines for writing quantitative research questions.
Okay, sir. Guidelines. Sir, I can see properly. Okay, sir. Guidelines for writing quantitative research questions. Pose a question.
Pose.
Begin with
Pose. Okay, pose a question.
pose
Okay.
a question. Begin with how, what, and why.
Mhm.
Specify the independent, dependent, and medica- um, mediating
Mediating
or
or control variables.
control variables. Use the words describe, compare, or relate to indicate the action or connection among the variables.
Yes. So what kind
Indicate
of thing?
the
Okay. What you are going to do, right? Are you going to describe the variables or are you going to compare them?
compare.
Or do you want to find any relationship, right? Among the variables. Okay. Yes. Then
Then indicate the participants and the research site for the study.
indicate the participants and the research site for the
Research site for the
study.
study.
Okay, yeah. So participants, I think you know who will take part in the study. They're the
The
participants and
study.
where okay the study will be conducted means research
Yes, sir.
site. So things should be in your research question,
Site.
right? So you have also uh, developed your research proposal. You have also written your research questions, right? So
Yes.
have you mentioned those? Have you mentioned your participants or research site? If it
Sir,
is quantitative, no, midterm. I'm talking about your research proposal
okay, okay.
as you submitted. Was it quantitative or qualitative? Sadia?
Sir, it was both.
Mixed.
Mixed, yes, mixed methods.
Okay, so then did you mention the participants?
Um, sir, I forgot.
Okay. Well, so is there anyone who is conducting quantitative study or all of you are doing qualitative? Hmm? Are you conducting qualitative study or quantitative study?
Sir, qualitative.
All of you are qualitative. Okay. Then, yeah. Sadia, continue. Then research hypothesis.
Research hypothesis types. Null hypothesis.
Mhm.
No change in the dependent variable.
Mhm.
Example, there will be no significant difference in test scores between fifth grade boys and girls on the X achievement test.
Okay, so there is if there is no significant difference in the test score, okay, so means the variables have no what probably may have no relationship, right? Okay, so means the variables will not have any changes. Okay, then directional alternative
Then
hypothesis.
directional alternative hypothesis specifies the direction of the change in the dependent variable the researcher predicts.
Hmm. So
For
specifies the
example,
direction of the change. If there is any okay direction of the change in that case means somehow this is connected, right? Means this variable is connected to okay other, right? Okay, means what? See the example.
example, fifth grade girls will have higher scores on the X achievement test than fifth grade boys.
Okay, so what do you find here? So do you get any difference between the first example and second example?
Yes, sir.
What
I
is
can
that?
find.
What is that?
So in the first example, there has no differences, but the second example, they are comparing.
So means, you see, there will be no significant difference in test scores, okay, between fifth grade boys and girls on X achievements, means any kind of achievement test, right? Okay, so for this issue, means between the boys and girls issues of the same grade does not matter, right? That is the idea. Means there is no change in the dependent variable. Means if there is, okay, if there are boys or girls, the result will have no change. Got the idea? So means no change in the dependent variable. Okay, so that's why this is null hypothesis, 0, no change. But in directional alternative hypothesis, so what do you get here? So fifth grade girls will have higher scores on the X achievement test than fifth grade boys. But if you find that, okay, girls are doing, okay, better, or boys are doing better, so means, okay, there are some differences, there are some changes. Got the idea?
Yes,
Then you
sir.
have to think of the alternative hypothesis. Okay, then what about non-directional? Sadia?
Sir, Sadia is busy now, so she can't talk.
Okay.
Accept me, sir.
Sharifa, would you like to continue?
Sure, sir. Non-directional alternative hypothesis, which is does it is sorry does not specify the direction of the change in the dependent variable. For example, there will be a difference in test scores on the X achievement test for fifth grade boys and girls.
So, what are the differences you see? One is directional. Directional, that can specify the direction. Okay, specifies the direction. Okay, you see that for fifth grade girls will have higher scores. Where? In achievement test. But next one, you see, there will be a difference, okay, in a test score on the X achievement test for fifth grade boys and girls. What does it mean? There will be a difference. But what is the difference? That is not directed. Got the idea? So
Yes,
in the
sir.
first example, in directional, the direction is mentioned. So what is the direction? That girls do better than boys in the achievement test. Means in the exam. Achievement test, for example, we can say final exam. Okay. So in final exam, girls do better than the boys.
Boys.
Okay. So if it is very clear, then this is directional. But okay, if it is not sure, you are thinking, this is your hypothesis, that maybe, okay, we will find a difference in the, okay, final test, okay, means achievement test between boys and girls in research methodology, then this is non-directional, because the direction is not sure whether girls will do better or the boys will do better. Got the idea? So you can, when you have hypothesis, you may have different types of hypothesis. Got the idea? It may be directional. If you are sure, okay, it may be directional. If you are not sure, okay, non-directional.
Non-directional.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
But if you have no, okay, significance difference, then this is null. Okay,
Null.
null hypothesis. Okay. Then guidelines for, okay, writing research hypothesis. Okay, how can you write those? Okay, then first,
State the variables in the order:
okay,
independent first position, dependent second position, and control third position.
okay, first you will talk about independent variables, then dependent variables.
Then
Okay,
control.
the control. Okay, dependent variables means, okay, what is independent and dependent? Independent means, okay, that is not changed by anything, right? Dependent
Yes.
means that is related to other changes.
Yes.
Then
Then, when comparing, explicitly state the groups. If variables are related, specify the relationship between the variables.
first, okay, so when you compare, so first you have to compare the, okay, you have to state the group of comparison or the uh, what should I say, variables of comparison. Okay, what you are going to compare? Are you going to compare between the performance of, okay, boys and girls? Okay, or are you talking about ages? Are you talking about their problems? Okay, you have to state it first. Then second one.
So, second, make
Second
a
one,
prediction.
make a prediction about changes you expect. Because
Respect.
this is called what? Hypothesis. Hypothesis means what? Your expectation. Okay,
Yes.
so means your these are all your assumptions. These are all your
Assumptions.
assumptions. Okay, that you suppose that it can be like this. So based on this, so means predictions. Simply we can say these are all predictions. Okay, so make a prediction about changes you expect. Okay, so
Yes.
then the last
Then
point.
state information about the participants and the site unless it repeats information stated in your purpose statement.
So state information about the participants and the site unless it repeats information stated in your purpose statement. If you have already stated in the purpose statement, then you need not. Okay, but if not, you must clarify those issues. Okay, regarding the participants and site. Site, you understand? The area where the research, okay, will be conducted. Okay, thank you. So now Saifa Tasneem. So read designing
Yes,
qualitative
sir.
purpose statements and research questions. So as all of you have already uh, made or developed your qualitative research questions, now you see whether you have done this properly or not. Saifa.
Yes, sir.
So read this.
Okay, sir. So understand how these statements and question differ from quantitative research. Understand the role of a central phenomenon in qualitative research. Understand qualitative research as an emerging process.
So first, what would you do? Understand how these statements, okay, and questions differ from quantitative research. Second one,
Yes, sir.
you have to understand what the role of a central phenomenon in qualitative research. Then you have to understand what qualitative research as an emerging process. Why? You see the difference between quantitative and qualitative purpose statements and research questions. If you do not understand the difference, you may not do it properly. So first one, you see quantitative. Quantitative is more closed. Quantitative is more closed. Okay, and qualitative is more open-ended. What do you understand by closed and open-ended? Hmm? Saifa, are you disconnected?
No, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So what is closed and okay, open-ended? Do you know the difference between closed and open-ended?
No, sir.
Okay, for example, if I ask you, okay, Saifa,
Yes. Yes, sir.
what problems did you face during your midterm exam in the course research methodology? Then what would be your answer?
So, so totally new topic, totally
No.
new
So
things.
you see, the answer is unknown, firstly. I do not know. I have asked the question, but I do not know what will be the answer. Do I know?
No, sir.
because you may mention any problem that even I could not guess. True or not?
True, sir.
So 10 students may have 10 different problems.
Yes, sir.
So that's why this is very open. Everyone can share your individual experience, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, but if I ask you a question, so did you face any problem related to internet during the exam week? So is it open or closed?
Sir, closed.
Closed. Why? Because your answer may be limited to yes or no.
Yes, sir.
Okay, or maybe 5-point Likert scale. Strongly agree, strongly disagree.
Yes, sir.
Okay, strongly disagree, disagree, neither agree nor disagree. Okay, or then agree, strongly agree. So if I give you 5 scale, you will comment. Okay, means you will put the tick mark on any of the 5 options. So can you go beyond that options? No,
No. Yes,
right?
sir.
Or if I give you only
Yes.
2 options, yes or no, did you face any
Yes,
problem
sir.
or not? So means this is very closed.
Yes, sir. So
Okay,
bias type so একদম
no,
মানে
not
যেটা
bias.
এটা
Closed means means the options are limited.
লিমিটেড জি স্যার
You have
মানে
no
যা দ্বারা
choice. You
Yes,
cannot
sir.
change it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you cannot change it. But open means why open? So if I say what problems did you face during the exam week, then you may have 100 problems and you may mention all the 100 problems.
Yes,
Got
sir.
the idea? So
Yes,
you
sir.
see, two different questions will definitely invite or expect different answers, right?
Yes, sir.
So before doing the quantitative, you have to know the problems very well. You have to also predict what may be the options, and you have to give those options, and then you can ask your participants to choose any one from the given options, right?
Yes,
But
sir.
if you do not give them the options, then can they answer the appropriate one?
No, sir.
No, because options are not given. Means their problems may be with others.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So then you see this. That's why this is called the more closed,
More closed. Yes, sir.
and qualitative is called more open-ended. But if you give only 2 options, yes or no, then this is completely closed between 2 options. But if it is yes, no, then other, if you mention others and you are giving the options, uh, to write the reason under other, then in that case it is a bit okay open, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, not completely closed. Okay, so that can be a kind of mixed.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. রিসার্চে এই টাইপের কোশ্চেন থাকে স্যার মানে
Mhm.
Yes, sir.
So maybe some categories are completely given, and some other categories that you are not thinking, but probably your participants may be in that group, or maybe in that area. In that case, you can put the option like others. Okay, so that anything outside your assumptions, outside your predictions can be included there. Got the idea? So you see here, probable cause or effect means why did it happen? Quantitative, okay, why did it happen? Then use of theories, why did it happen in view of an explanation or theory? Okay, then maybe assess differences and magnitude, how much happened? Okay, so how many times did it happen? Then what were the differences among groups in what happened? Okay, but for qualitative, what would you search for? What happened? So this what is very open. anything may be included here. It may be interpretive, means what was the meaning to people of what happened. So people may have different meanings, multiple meanings, okay, and you can interpret those. And finally, process oriented means what happened over time, okay, that you can also find out. So that is also open, okay. So in different time, okay, you will get different answers, right? What happens? All are disconnected. Is it the network issue? Niloy, Somaya?
Sir, yes, sir, we can hear you.
Okay, but I see many participants are disconnected. Is it
Yes,
because
sir.
of the
আমার
network?
একটু টেকনিক্যাল ইস্যুস হচ্ছিল বারবার, মানে আমি কানেক্ট হতে পারছিলাম না মাঝখান দিয়ে।
And ইয়ে মনে হয় একটু আর মিটও মনে হয় একটু প্রবলেম করছে, রাইট? গুগল মিটও মনে হয় প্রবলেম করছে। আমি যখন ওই
স্যার
আজকে
ঢোকা
দুপুরে
যাচ্ছে না।
ক্লাসে ছিলাম, হ্যাঁ দুপুরে ক্লাসে ছিলাম, কিছু প্রবলেম করছিল, ফিচার কিছু ফিচার লিমিটেড দেখা যাচ্ছিল। আচ্ছা, probably for last 2 weeks we are facing problem with Google, right? Emailing sometime. Okay, Saifa has come back. Saifa, would you like to continue? You got disconnected, right?
Yes, sir. The network problem এর জন্য, sir.
Okay, so
Sir,
what do you find here?
So explaining or predicting variables versus exploring or understanding a central phenomenon.
Central phenomenon is central issue, right? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So explaining out predicting variables. So what you can predict, right? Based on the prediction, based on the hypothesis, okay, you can make your research questions in quantitative, right? In quantitative research. But for qualitative, you have to explore or you have to understand the central phenomenon, means central issue, the situation, right? Got the idea? So for quantitative, what do you get? You see?
Explaining or predicting variables.
Yeah. So means what are the relationship between x and y, or how, okay, the independent variable, you see independent is x, okay, influences are dependent variable. So means dependent variable means it is influenced or guided or regulated by x. So that's why x is independent, by y is dependent, because x influences y.
Why?
Okay. Okay. But for qualitative, what do you find here? In-depth understanding of why. External forces shape and other shaped by why, means everything is related to why. Got the idea? So you have to understand the why phenomenon. The why is happening like this. Got the idea?
Yes,
so
sir.
means, for example, the problem is with assessment. So what kind of problems do you find in assessment or assessing, okay, in CLT classrooms? Was it your topic? Midterm topic?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I didn't check your script. How was the experience? Have you answered well?
Yes, sir, I tried.
Okay. So are you confident? All of you are confident? Niloy, are you confident that you will do well? Nazia? All of you are silent. আপনারা কি শুনতে পাচ্ছেন আমার কথা?
জি স্যার, শুনতে পারছি।
নাকি কনফিডেন্স এটা বলতে লজ্জা পাচ্ছেন বা ভয় পাচ্ছেন যে বলবো পরে যদি আবার না হয় কি না কি হয়?
জি স্যার।
Inhibition is working in your mind. আপনারা এত ভয় পান কেন? তোদের মধ্যে এত ইনহিবিশন কেন, এত ইনকনফিডেন্স কেন?
স্যার রিসার্চ এই কোর্সটা নিয়ে আসলে খুব ভয় পাই সবাই, জানি না কেন, অনেক ভয় লাগে কি
জি
হবে,
স্যার,
কি করতে
সবাই
পারি,
খুব
হচ্ছে
টেনসড।
কিনা।
তাই এটার কারণটা কি
জি
বলেন তো? এটা নিয়ে এত ভয় পাওয়ার কারণটা কি? What are the
স্যার
reasons?
ভুল হওয়ার ভয়, স্যার ভুল।
This is open-ended question. So what are the reasons, right? So this is really, so you see central phenomenon. The research is সবারই ভয় আছে, but what are the reasons behind? Okay, questionটা কি হতে পারে? Reasons behind lack of confidence in research methodology course. Or like what are the reasons behind students' fear in the course research methodology? So this is a research question, but what kind of?
ওপেন এন্ডেড।
Open-ended, to explore the central phenomenon, right? Or
Yes, sir.
understanding the central phenomenon means understanding the reason, okay, or the situation behind your fear. আপনার ভয়ের কারণটা জানা. So this is either exploring or understanding, right? So কি হতে পারে? So let us do the research. So what are the reasons behind this? So তার মানে কি এখানে কি করতে হবে? In that case, we have to find out all other reasons in depth, right? কেন ভয় পাচ্ছেন? So this is very in-depth understanding of your ভয়, of your fear, right? Okay. So our external forces that, okay, or are shaped by why means, okay, এর সাথে কি কি কারণ আছে? কেন আসলে ভয় আপনার কাজ করছে? Do you want to explore those reasons? Is it because you are not studying enough, or is it that, okay, you do not give enough time for study, or is it you want to find out the shortcut and you do not find the shortcut in this course? কি সেগুলো বলেন তো? Nazia, do you hear me? Nazia, you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can hear you.
So আপনার কোনো ভয় আছে এই কোর্স নিয়ে?
স্যার আমি আসলে বাসায় যাচ্ছি, তো রাস্তার মাঝখানে কিছু শুনতেও পারছি না ঠিক মতো এবং
শুনতে পারছেন না?
রেসপন্স
আপনি
দিতে পারছি না।
কখন বাসায় যাবেন? কতক্ষণ লাগবে আর বাসায় যেতে?
স্যার অ্যারাউন্ড 20 মিনিটস।
আচ্ছা, 20 মিনিটস পর আপনি অ্যান্সার দিবেন যে এই কোর্স নিয়ে আপনার কোনো ভয় আছে কিনা, থাকলে সেটা কি।
ওকে স্যার।
আচ্ছা, ঠিক আছে। দেন জামিল ইস্তেয়াক, জামিল, ডু ইউ হিয়ার? শুনতে পাচ্ছে না জামিল। হ্যাঁ, শুনতে পাচ্ছেন? হ্যাঁ, আপনার কি এই কোর্স নিয়ে কোনো ভয় আছে?
একটু মনে হয় মাঝে মাঝে, নতুন টপিক একেবারে,
আচ্ছা,
এই জন্য মাঝে মাঝে একটু টেনশন হয়, ঠিক মতো পারবো তো
নতুন বলে।
বুঝতেছি না। জি।
ওকে, আর কোনো স্পেশাল রিজন? নো। ওকে, KH নাইম, কামরুল হাসান নাইম।
জি স্যার।
Are you afraid of this course?
স্যার অ্যাকচুয়ালি বইয়ের মতো কিছু দেখতে পাচ্ছি না, তবে বুঝতে সমস্যা হচ্ছে আর কি, এছাড়া কিছু।
ওকে, কি কি সমস্যা হচ্ছে?
স্যার টোটালি ডিফারেন্ট একটা হচ্ছে থিম এটা আমার জন্য। সো অ্যাকচুয়ালি নিজের ভুলগুলো হচ্ছে এখনো ওইভাবে হচ্ছে বুঝতে পারছি না, এই আর কি।
ওকে, anything else you would like to share with us?
নো স্যার।
Okay, thank you.
থ্যাংক ইউ।
Sharifa, would you like to say anything?
স্যার আমি যখন রিসার্চে কাজ করতে বসি তখন আমি ট্র্যাক হারিয়ে ফেলি একটু পর পর, তো কনসেন্ট্রেশনটা দিতে পারি না মানে 100%।
ওকে, তাহলে কনসেন্ট্রেশন বাড়ানোর জন্য কি মেডিটেশন করতে হবে নাকি?
স্যার আমি জানি না এই কোর্সটা আমার সত্যি খুব ভয় লাগে। বাকিদের কেমন লাগে জানি না, বাট আমি খুব ভয় পাই এই কোর্সটা নিয়ে।
তো ভয়টা কি মানে কোর্সটা কঠিন নাকি আপনি সময় দিতে পারছেন না সেটা?
স্যার স্যার আমি সময় দিতে পারছি না, বাসায় একটু মানে কাজ করতে হয়।
হুম।
প্লাস হচ্ছে আপনি যখন বোঝান খুব মানে ইজিলি বুঝতে পারি। যখন আমি নিজে করতে যাই, স্লাইড গুলো দেখি এবং নিজে ল্যাপটপ নিয়ে বসি, তখন কেন যেন মনে হচ্ছে না, মানে আমি দেখতেছি একটা বাট করতেছি আরেকটা।
Inconfidence, lack of
জি স্যার,
experience.
ইয়েস।
Okay. Okay, so this is the process of learning. Huh? So
ইয়েস
trial
স্যার,
and error. Okay,
ইয়েস।
when you will work, you may make some mistakes, but later on you will be perfect in doing that. Okay, don't worry. So this
ইয়েস
is a very
ইনশাআল্লাহ।
regular process of learning. Huh? During learning, you may make some mistakes, but don't worry, you can overcome this if you continue this. Huh?
ইনশাআল্লাহ স্যার।
Okay. So then you see that two qualitative research considerations. So what are the considerations? Hmm? Sumaya,
Yes, sir.
so would you read this slide?
Yes, sir. So, two qualitative research considerations. The focus of the research is around a central phenomenon, which is an issue or a process the research would like to study. Qualitative research is built on an emerging design.
Okay. So what do you understand from this? The first one is
The
the
focus
focus
of
of
the
the research is around a central phenomenon. Okay. So a central phenomenon may be an issue, or it may be a process the researcher would like to study anything. If it is a process analysis, so it may be you have to identify the process, right? You have to talk about the process or the process you would like to follow. It may be designed by the researcher, okay? Or it may be any issue, any problem that exists in the society, okay? Or in any learning issue that has the value, any social issue. It depends, right?
right,
Okay. So then qualitative research is built on an emerging design. Means for design, so there may be multiple, okay, uh, ways, okay, and you have to decide, okay, right, that what would be the way. In some cases, okay, maybe based on the situation, you have to design the mm, research, okay. So that's why you cannot say that this is something fixed for everything. Got it?
elements of qualitative purpose statement. A single sentence, a sentence such as the purpose of this study, the central phenomenon, a statement identifying the type of design, qualitative words, explore, understand, discover, the participants, the research site.
So in your qualitative statement, okay, means purpose statement or statement of the problem, what you have to write? So you have to write a single, okay, sentence, okay, where you have to mention the purpose of the study. You have to write the purpose of the study. So how can you write? So a statement such as, this is an example. Okay, you have to follow the purpose of the study. The purpose of this research is to what? Then you have to mention the central phenomenon. You see, is to find out the, okay, or to explore, is to understand, is to discover the problem. Okay, got the idea? So these are called qualitative words. Is to explore, or is to, okay, understand, or is to examine, right? Or is to state the assessment practices. Got the idea? So these kind of words you have to write down. Okay, that would give the indication that you are going to explore the issue. Got the idea? Okay, then you have to talk about the participants. You have to, you are going to find out the, okay, problems of, okay, any particular group, right, that you have to mention. So it may be For example, if you talk about the learning problems, so are you focusing on the university students or school students, college students, right? If college, if it is maybe first year students, it may be more specific. Okay, so you have to, the idea is you have to mention the participants. Okay, then the research site. When you are talking about that university, means the site is university, right? Means any university, then you have to mention that what kind of university, where. Okay, is it in Dhaka or outside Dhaka? Is it in Bangladesh or the whole world? So you have to also give the indication of the research site. Is it clear? So
Yes.
these are the points that should be very much clear in your problem statement or purpose statement, right? Because they are connected. So have you done this in your research proposal? Hmm? Did you mention all the points? Sumaya,
Yes, sir.
have you mentioned all the points in your research proposal that you submitted earlier?
Sir, I tried.
Okay. Sumaya, you informed me that you were sick before midterm?
Sir, Ami?
Did you
No, sir.
inform me?
No, sir.
Somebody else, right? Probably Adnin, right?
Adin, yes, yes, sir.
Okay. What about Adnin now? How is she?
She's fine now, and she's now at home.
Okay. She has not fully recovered, right?
Yes.
Okay. Sumaya, then can you continue these
Yes,
types
yes,
of
yes, sir.
okay,
So types of
qualitative research
qualitative
questions?
research questions. Central question, the the overarching question you explore in the research study. Sub questions divides the central question into smaller specific questions. Issue sub questions narrow the focus of the central questions into specific issues. Procedural sub questions indicate the steps to be used in analyzing the data. Interview questions, questions that are asked during your interview that are based on your sub questions and central question.
So do you get the connection between interview questions and the research questions? So research questions may be two types. One may be central question, another may be sub question. So central question that will cover the central phenomenon of the research, right? The overarching question that you explored in your research study that is very much related to your purpose. Research purpose. You see, can you remember? Related to your purpose statement, or statement of the problem. For example, you want to explore what? The assessment practices, in the CLT classes. Means it covers everything, right? Central question. But what may be the sub questions? So what may be the practices? What do they do for class? Class assessment or classroom assessment or classroom based assessment, right? CBA. Or what are the types of exams do they or tests do they arrange in continuous assessment? What do they do in midterm? What do they do in final? So for example, you are now categorizing the assessment into three different categories. One is continuous assessment, another is midterm, another is final. So all these three questions are sub questions of the central question. Clear? Clear to all of you?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
The central question is assessment, right? Testing. So that is your central question. That covers, means all types of assignments are included in the assessment, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay, because midterm is also a kind of assessment. Okay, then final exam is also kind of assessment. Then continuous assessment means class test. These are also assessment. But these are all the parts, okay, of assessment. So that's why assessment is the central, okay, and the parts, okay, means the categories are the sub questions. Is it clear
Questions.
to all of you? So in
Yes,
sub
sir.
questions, you can focus, okay, on 3 different parts of the assessment. So I think the idea is clear. Okay. So then sub questions may focus on issue or it may focus on procedure. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so narrow the focus of the central question to the specific issues. Okay, right. When you talk about the effectiveness of the assessment practices, okay, so means are you talking about actually classroom assessment, okay, or your achievement, okay, test means final exams, midterm, so whatever. So means now you are becoming very much specific. So these specific issues may be the topics for sub questions. Got the idea? Then according to the central question and the sub questions, you may have interview questions. Okay, interview questions that you ask during interview to collect the data, okay, based on your sub questions and central questions. So means interview questions are guided by your central question and sub questions. Is it clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
So that's all for this slide. So if you have any question, you can go through the slide. If you have any question, you can ask me next class. Okay. So now would you like to take the break? Hmm? Would you like to take the break now? Then we'll start with the new topic.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So
Okay.
when would you come back? 7.
Mm, okay, sir.
Okay. So don't delay. Okay. So
Okay,
come back
sure.
on time. Okay. Thank
Okay,
you.
sir.
Right. Yeah, I see your one. Yeah, you submitted. So who is Sadia Afroz?
উম, কিভাবে বলি স্যার সাদিয়া আফরোজ আপু সে হচ্ছে যে জব হোল্ডার ব্যাংকে জব করে ওই আপুটা কামরুল
Okay.
ভাইয়াদের ব্যাচের ছিল
Means she is not regular, right?
ইয়েস স্যার
But Niloy is regular. What about Niloy? Where is he?
she hasn't joined the class yet
No,
স্যার I
not
think
she. He. I am asking
he
about Niloy.
ও আচ্ছা ইয়েস নিলয় ভাইয়া স্যার আপনি একটু জিজ্ঞেস করেন সে ক্লাসে যখন জয়েন করবে কারণ সে সে তো গ্রুপে মেসেজ করেছিল যে সে সাবমিট করেছে কিন্তু আপনি কেন পাননি স্যার জানি না
Then Saiful, yeah, attended the class today. Where is he? Saiful? No, he's not connected. Okay, let's start with collecting quantitative data. Can you start?
Sure, sir.
I think you have already got the slide, right?
Yes.
Can you see?
Yes, sir.
Kamrul Hassan Naim.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Naim, can you read?
Yes, sir.
Yes, please.
By the end of this chapter, you should be able to state the 5 steps in the process of quantitative data collection.
Yes.
Identify how to select participants for a study.
Mhm.
Identify the permissions needed for a study. List different options for collecting information.
Mhm.
Select the assets and instruments for use. Describe procedures for administrating quantitative data collections.
Okay, so what are the 5 steps? First one is selecting participants, right? Name. The first one is selecting participants, right?
Yes, sir.
So why you should select participants? Otherwise you cannot collect data. Can you collect data without participants?
No, sir.
No. So then you have selected the participant. Then what is the next necessary thing? Hmm? You have selected the participant permission. For example, you have selected that you would collect data regarding assessment practices of the university teachers, and you have selected any university teachers, okay, but that teachers have not given you the permission, okay, to give you any data, means they are not willing to take part in the interview. In that case, can you collect data from those
No.
participants? No.
No.
So means getting permission is another important thing, right? So you should know that how can you get permissions. Okay, then the next is list different options for collecting information. Now they are not willing to attend any physical interview, for example. Then what can you do? So you'll stop there.
No.
So then what you can do?
We can interview them on online.
Okay, but if it is quantitative,
Oh. Then
so
we
for
can
example, survey questionnaire. So
yes.
yeah,
Yes,
so
sir.
you can email them. So if you
Yes.
cannot reach them physically, you can email them, right?
Right, sir.
Okay. So what else can be? Okay, some other options maybe we'll discuss. Then you have got the options, and after that you have to select an assays and instruments for use. Okay, so they are ready, your participants are ready, they have also given you the permission, and you can collect information in different ways. But now you have to use the instrument for collecting data. What may be your instrument? Maybe questionnaire, right? Or interview questions, right? So these are your instruments,
Yes, sir.
right? Okay, then what is the last part?
Describe procedures.
Describe procedure for administering quantitative data collection. Okay. Why? You have to describe the procedure. Otherwise, it will not be possible to understand whether your procedure is acceptable or not. Right? You collect it in the right way or not. Okay, Naeem. So have you got the 5 steps? So have you got the 5 steps?
Sorry, sir, I'm not sure about that.
You are not sure. You are reading and you are not sure. What did you do? What are you
Sorry,
else
আমার এখানে
also?
স্যার নেটওয়ার্কের প্রবলেম হচ্ছে স্যার।
নেটওয়ার্কের প্রবলেম হলে এটা আপনি দেখা যাচ্ছে না? Can't you see the slide?
Yes, sir.
তাহলে আপনি এটা পড়েছেন নিজে, আপনি নিজে যদি বুঝতে না পারেন তাহলে অন্যরা কি বুঝবে? Okay, then steps in the process of quantitative data collection. Okay, so you see, read this part, Naeem.
Sure, sir. Steps in the process of quantitative data collection: determining participants to study, obtaining permissions needed, considering what types of information to collect,
Mhm,
locating the selecting instruments,
mhm.
administrating the data collections.
So how many steps are here?
5.
The first one is determining participants, right? Okay, then getting
Obtaining
permissions or
permission.
obtaining
Yeah.
permissions, right? Okay, then
Considering what types of information to collect.
yeah, so you should not collect all information, okay, without considering whether this is necessary or unnecessary. Rather, you should first, okay, consider that which information is necessary, right? What you should collect. Otherwise, it will waste your time. Then next one.
Locating and selecting instruments.
Mhm. So, how can you locate and select instruments? Do you have any idea? Okay. So after, if you have no idea, you should have some idea. Okay. But you have to select instrument. After that, okay, you have to collect the data using that instrument, right? Okay. The next is who will be studied. Okay. So identifying the unit of analysis. Okay. Then Sadia Jannat.
Yes, sir.
So see, how can you identify or what are the units, okay, of analysis? Okay. So read this part.
Okay, sir. Unit of analysis is the level, individual, family, school, school district from which the data will be gathered.
Mhm. Means
Uh,
it talks about what? It talks about participants, right?
Participants
Okay,
from
so
where we will collect data.
yeah, from where you will collect data. Means are you going to collect the data from any individual or
From
from any
or
family
family
or from
or
any
schools.
particular school or many schools or any school district, means any big area, right?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So from which the data will be gathered. Okay, then
Gathered. There may be different units of analysis. One for the dependent variable, one for the independent variable.
independent variable. It depends, right? So if you have different variables, okay, okay, then
Population and sample. A population is a group of individuals that have the same characteristics. A sample is a subgroup of the target population that the
Mm-hmm.
researcher plans to study for the purpose of making generalizations about the target population.
So, do you find any difference between population and sample?
Uh, yes, sir.
Okay, so what is that?
Population is group and sample is subgroup. It's like
Subgroup. Yes.
central questions and sub questions.
Okay, so you see how many okay people do you see here?
Eight
Eight.
people.
8. For example, okay, your total participants, okay, total individuals, we can say, total number of people, okay, is 8. Okay, right? So
Yes,
you
sir.
can choose, okay, any number out of these people. For example, these two, okay, yellow 2, okay, or uh, red haired, right? Okay,
Yes.
or white haired, or black haired, okay, or what is the color? Sky color? Is the sky colored, okay, wearing sky colored dress? Okay, whatever. So any number less than the total population can be your sample. So total number
Okay,
is
sir.
8. Total number is 8. That is your population. Sorry. So that is your population. Okay. So population is what? A population is a group of individuals that have the same characteristics. So for example, what are the characteristics? They all are the university teachers, for example, or they all are the doctors, they all are the engineers. Okay. So you can choose any engineer, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So these are your population. But when it will be sample? So any number less than the population means the maximum sample size can be 7 here, right? As total population is 8. Total population is
8.
8. So
Sample will be
highest
less than
sample
8.
can be, yeah, highest sample can be any number less than 8. So mean highest may be 7, right? Highest may be
Mm.
7 here.
7. Maximum
Okay.
7.
Yeah, maximum can be the 7. That would be the sample. Okay, so in that case, you can choose any two. Okay, one boy, another girl, means one male, another female. Okay, one red haired, another, okay,
Yellow.
yellow hair, or one white, another black. So any sample can be possible. Here you can choose different kinds of samples. True or not?
True,
True.
sir.
Okay, so based on different samples, your results will be also changed, right? Probably the ideas of the white haired may be different from the black haired, okay, or yellowish may be different from the reddish, right? Or okay, the ideas of the man may be different from women, different issues may be, right? Got the idea? So any subgroup is possible. Then look at the concept. So populations and samples. Okay, so the whole is population, you see, the big one. But out of these, okay, there may be different sample size. So all teachers in high schools in one city, it may be the population. For example, if you talk about the um, the problems, okay, the people of Dhaka city face during COVID-19. So then who are the population? Hello, do you hear me?
Yes, sir.
The problems faced by the people of Dhaka city during COVID-19. Then who are your population? Hmm? Who can be the participant? If you want to find out or explore the or identify, you ought to know the problems with the people of Dhaka city during COVID-19. Then who are in the population?
The
Sir,
people
people
who
of
live,
Dhaka city.
yes,
All the people of the whole Dhaka city. Yes or no?
Yes,
yes,
sir.
Okay. But then what may be the sample? So you can collect data from Uttara, from Bonani, from Dhanmondi, right?
Sir,
From
particular
Bonasudi,
areas, sir.
from Mirpur, right? Or from all the areas, but not all people, right?
yes, sir.
Okay, so then it would be your sample, or only you can collect data from any particular area of Dhaka city. But the people of the whole Dhaka city is your population. At any person or a group of people that you choose from Dhaka city, that would be your sample. So you see, sample is within the population. Can you see?
Yes, sir.
Hmm?
Yes.
You see? So means sample is within the population, within the population. So all teachers in high school in one city may be the population, or college students in all community colleges may be the population, or adult educators in all schools of education may be the population. In that case, what would be the sample? So in a high school, in one city, there are many schools, and in a single school there may be different types of teachers, right? So you can choose all high school biology teachers, right? Or maybe chemistry teacher or physics teacher or science teachers only, or maybe only the English teachers. So any subset, any category can be your sample, right?
Right. Sir,
All the high school teachers are your population as per the definition, but under the high school teachers, any subcategory can be your sample. Got the idea?
yes, sir. Sir, sample is very specific.
Sample is small, specific. Yeah. Okay. A category, or subcategory. Got the idea? Okay. Students in one community colleges. So you are conducting the research on college students in community colleges. But community colleges means all the community colleges, right? But you are choosing only a single community college. So single community college is the sample, means that is within the community colleges. All community colleges are the population, but a single community college is your
Sample.
sample, means students of single community college is your sample. Okay. Subcategory, is it clear? Subgroup. Then adult educators in 5 schools. You have your population is all schools of education that deal with adult education, right? Means adult educators in all schools of education. But you are choosing how many schools?
5.
Only 5 schools. You are taking or selecting the educators from only 5 schools. 5 schools were in Midwest. Okay. So at a particular, for example, your population may be assessment. You are talking, for example, assessment practices in Bangladesh. So your research site is Bangladesh, right? Right? So at
Yes.
university, so all the universities can be your population, right? Means teachers from all the universities can be your population. Okay, but what may be the sample? Sample may be any public or private university, or only private universities, or only public universities, or any single university, or any single department, or any single class. That may be your sample. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So which one is big? Sample or population?
Population.
Population. Good. So I think the idea is clear, right?
Yes, sir.
So regarding sampling, there may be 2 types. So probability and non-probability sampling. Probability sampling and non-probability sampling. So do you find it very difficult? You understand what I am discussing?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Sharifa, what do you understand by probability and non-probability sampling? Please read and explain.
Okay, sir. Probability and non-probability sampling. At first, probability sampling is the selection of individuals from the population so that they are representative of the population, and non-probability sampling is the selection of participants because they are available, convenient, or represent some characteristics the investigator wants to study.
So what is the difference? So probability is representative, right?
Yes.
The selection of individuals from the population so that they are representative of the population. Okay, so university teachers, so how it can be representative? For example, you are taking some teachers from public universities, some from private universities, right? Then it can be representative. Otherwise, if it is only public universities or only private universities, means there is no one to represent the features of public university, right? But if you cover both, then it can be possible. It can be representative. Okay, so you have taken or chosen universities, okay, from only Dhaka city, but you do not know what are the practices outside Dhaka. Yeah, outside Dhaka there are also many universities, but
Yes.
there is no representative. In that case, it may not be probability sampling. Okay, so what is non-probability sampling? Is the selection of participants because they are available, convenient, or represent some characteristics the investigator wants to study. So মানে কি, যাকে আমি পেলাম ইউনিভার্সিটি টিচার হলেই হলো, সে ঢাকার হোক, রাজশাহীর হোক, চিটাগং হোক, যেখান থেকে খুশি সেখান থেকে হোক, ইউনিভার্সিটি টিচার যারে চিনি সে হলেই হলো, একজন ইউনিভার্সিটি টিচার, এই যথেষ্ট। মানে তাকে আমার পাওয়া সহজ, অ্যাভেলেবল, or convenient, okay, or at least university teacher to. So this is non-probability. Why non-probability? For example, you want to know, okay, the assessment practices in CLT classes. Okay, means the teachers, those who are not practicing CLT, if you choose those teachers, they are also English teacher, but they are not practicing CLT in the classroom. In that case, will it be probable or non-probable? Non-probable means they will not represent the real CLT class. Got it? Means you will get some ideas related to English language teaching. But in CLT classes, what problems, okay, student space, it may not be represented from that data. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
There is less probability of being represented of the problems related to CLT class.
Yes.
Because that teacher does not represent the CLT teachers. So that's why this is non-probable.
Non-probability. Yes.
Okay. So probable means সম্ভাব্য যেটা আপনি চাচ্ছেন, because that is probable, যেটা possible, okay, ইস্যু হতে পারে। এখন ওই টিচার তো মানে ওই সিএলটি ক্লাসই কন্ডাক্ট করছেন না, তাহলে আপনি কিভাবে প্রবাবল ডেটাটা পাবেন? Means the most expected data may be missing there.
Yes.
Okay, if your purpose is to get, okay, the picture of CLT classes in urban and rural area. Okay, this is a kind of, but another issue may be, this is a kind of probability, another probability may be, so you are maintaining the probability through the lottery. So anyone, okay, so in terms of, okay, selecting the participants, it may be different. For example, look at this. What is it?
So it's dice, sad
Dice.
emoji.
Okay, yeah, dice. So it may be, what is the probability? Any point may come, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever it is.
Yes.
Any figure maybe may appear, right? Right? So if it is lottery, so you do not know that which number, okay, may represent you or represent any person, right?
Yes.
Which number will be chosen or selected? Okay, so everyone has the equal possibility, right? For example, a coin test, so there are two options, head and tail. So both the options have the equal opportunity, 50-50, because you do not know which one. Okay, but if it is, this is called probability, right? So means the chance is 50-50. Chance is 50-50. If there are 4 options, chance is 25%. If there are 10, chance is 10%. Okay, but the issue is, if you think, no, I will choose only, okay, 1 or lucky 7, because I want lucky 7. আর আমার নাম্বারটাই যেটা, সেটাই আমি দেখতে চাই, তাহলে লটারি দেওয়ার দরকার নেই, ফিক্স করে দিবেন আপনি, আপনি যাকে চাচ্ছেন। আজকে ওই জি এর মতো প্রথম আলোতে একটা রিপোর্ট দেখলাম, উত্তরা কার বাসা, এখানে কারো বাসা কি উত্তরায় আছে এখানে? নাই। তো উত্তরাতে যে গভর্নমেন্ট যে ফ্ল্যাট গুলো হয়েছে, ইকোনমি ফ্ল্যাট, তো এখানে কিছু ফ্ল্যাট এগুলো আপনার লটারি দেয়নি, লটারি ছাড়া আগেই পছন্দ মতো সিলেক্ট করে নিয়েছে, যেগুলো আপনার সাউথ ওয়েস্ট, ঠিক আছে, দেখে দেখে ওইগুলোকে সিলেক্ট করে নিয়েছে, যেগুলো লটারির বাইরে রেখেছে। তো লটারিতে যদি না আসে, তো আগেই এগুলো বুক করে রেখে তারপর বাকিগুলো যেগুলো সমস্যাযুক্ত বা যেগুলো মানুষ চুজ করবে না, ওইগুলোকে লটারি দিয়েছে। So is it representative? Is it probability sampling or non-probability? Sharifa? Sumaya? Is it probability or non-probability?
স্যার আমার মনে হয় নন প্রবাবিলিটি।
Yeah, non-probability. Probability কি ছিল, সবগুলো যদি আপনার লটারিতে দিত তাহলে যে কোনো নাম্বার যেটা উঠতো সেটাই পেত, নো চয়েস, রাইট?
রাইট স্যার।
ওকে, বাট এখানে কি করছে, আগে থেকেই চয়েস করে ফেলেছে, those were chosen, okay, booked. Okay, so is it clear? probability and non-probability?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Saiful and Niloy, why are you late? আপনারা 36 minutes পরে জয়েন করেছেন কেন?
Sir, actually my auntie is sick. I'm gonna go to hospital, so I'm on the bus. That's the problem.
Okay.
Sir, I've noticed someone says that I didn't submit my assignment. Actually, I called you. I submitted like very first hour when you told us to do the assignment. But my name is Mohammad Rubel Ahmed. Actually, my nickname is Nila. I told you that, sir. I didn't mention
No, but
Niloy.
where did you
That's
submit?
why maybe you didn't.
Where did you submit your assignment?
Sorry, sir. What did you say?
Where did you submit your assignment? Assignment কোথায় submit করেছেন?
Google Classroom, sir.
There is no assignment. There is no assignment submitted from you. Your assignment is missing. Same to Saiful Islam. Saiful, why didn't you submit your assignment? Hmm? Can you hear me, Saiful? Okay, Sharifa, can you see this? Can you see this page?
Yes,
You
sir.
see.
Yes.
Those who have submitted
Yes, sir.
already, you can see. You see Jamil submitted late, you see. Already indication is given, turn late. You see, turn late. But these are missing, you see. Adnin missing, Omita missing, Niloy missing, Sadia missing, Saiful missing.
Sir,
Sorry for
still
interruption.
it shows
Maybe
that
a
I,
hand.
You see.
sir, I have submitted my papers, but I don't know why it didn't show. I can show it to you even now that it shows that I have submitted my papers
Niloy,
and I called you when I submit. Is there any net or
You
Niloy,
see,
any problem? I
হ্যান্ড
don't
করতে
know.
হবে, হ্যাঁ।
so you
এখানে একটা
see,
অপশন আছে।
Huh?
সাবমিট করার পরে এখানে হচ্ছে হ্যান্ডেড ইন একটা অপশন আছে, ওটা প্রেস না করলে এটা সাবমিট হবে না অ্যাকচুয়ালি। হ্যান্ডেড ইন।
ও কিসে? আচ্ছা আমি গুগল ক্লাসরুমে যাই মেবি। আচ্ছা দেখি তো। তাহলে তো আমার একটাও সাবমিট হয় না, এটা তো একটা ঝামেলা তাহলে।
আমি কিন্তু গ্রুপে
what about Saiful? What about Saiful? Saiful, do you hear me?
স্যার একটা কথা ছিল।
হ্যাঁ স্যার।
স্যার এখানে দেখা যাচ্ছে নরিন নামে এবং উদয়া হাজরা এই দুইজন অ্যাসাইনমেন্ট সাবমিট করেছে, কিন্তু তারা তো কোনো ক্লাস করেনি।
ক্লাস করেনি কিন্তু অ্যাসাইনমেন্ট সাবমিট করেছে।
জি স্যার, তাদের আমি কখনো দেখিও নাই।
কিন্তু স্যার আমারটা প্রবলেম কি আমি বুঝতেছি না স্যার। আমি যে সাবমিট করে রাখছি এটা তো এখানে শো করতেছে।
এটা তো করলেও আপনি দেখেন প্রপারলি নিশ্চয়ই কোনো মিসিং আছে। আপনি যেটা বুঝতে পারছেন হয়তো সেটা।
আচ্ছা আচ্ছা, তাহলে তো আমার একটা পেপারে সাবমিট হয় না। আমি তাহলে স্যার এই যে আমারটা তো এখানে মিসিং দেখা।
Can you help him?
Yes sir.
Means after if you submit, okay, so maybe you will get some message like turned in, okay, something like this, right?
Oh.
What message?
ভাইয়া আমি কিন্তু গ্রুপে একটা ভিডিও পাঠিয়েছিলাম যে কিভাবে অ্যাসাইনমেন্ট সাবমিট করতে হয়।
ও আচ্ছা আচ্ছা, আমি সেটা মেবি দেখি না, আমি জাস্ট ল্যাপটপ থেকে স্যারের এখানে
গ্রুপে
গুগল
একটা
ক্লাসরুমে
ভিডিও
গিয়ে অ্যাড নিউ ওয়ার্ক দিয়ে
জি
আমি
আমি ওখানে বলে
সাবমিট
দিছি
করে
কিভাবে
দিয়েছি।
সাবমিট করতে হয়।
কিন্তু এই সাইফুলের কি হয়েছে? সাইফুল কি শুনতে পাচ্ছেন আমাদের কথা? সাইফুল,
আচ্ছা শরীফা আপু, তুমি আমাকে একটু আবার ভিডিওটা দিও, দেখবো না
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ
কি
শিওর।
প্রবলেম।
ওকে ওকে।
আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে, থ্যাংক ইউ। আই এম সরি স্যার, অ্যাকচুয়ালি তাহলে আমার
সাইফুল
একটা
রেজাল্টটা কি হবে বলেন তো?
শখ হয়েছে স্যার, আমি
আমার একটা
এতদিন
মজার একটা
দেখে
গল্প মনে পড়েছে। আপনি বলেছেন যে, স্যার আমি কিন্তু পাঠিয়ে দিয়েছি। ওকে, ইটস ওকে।
স্যার ইভেন আমি আপনাকে ফোনও দিয়েছিলাম, কারণ আমি জানি আমার পেপার ওকে স্যার আপনি
তো তাদের তারা বুঝতে পারেনি।
উনি মেলটি টু ফার্স্ট হি শুড প্রুভ ইট দ্যাট ওই সময় আমাকে সাবমিট করেছিল। Okay, so I think we have discussed probability and non-probability, right? Okay,
Yes.
then you see, so under probability, it can be simple random sampling, systematic sampling, stratified sampling, multi-stage cluster sampling. Okay, under non-probability, it may be convenience sampling or snowball sampling. Okay, so both are okay. Huh? It depends, okay, that which one you choose. Okay, if you need the convenience, you can choose convenience sampling. Okay, or it may be snowball. Okay, you have chosen someone and someone is referring someone else, then it can be like this. Okay, let's go for the elaboration of those types of probability samples. First one is simple random, selecting a sample from the population, so all in the population have an equal chance of being selected, right? Okay, so simple lottery, right? So anyone can be selected. Got the idea? So systematic, choosing every NTH, individual or site in the population until the desired sample size is achieved. Okay, this is systematic. For example, you need a desired number. Okay, so until you get the desired number, okay, your case sampling will go on. Okay, so for example, you have a selected sample size. For example, you need 500. Okay, so you will continue your lottery until you get 500. Okay. So indifferently, it may be digital. Okay, there are some digital system, okay, to choose the sample size. Okay, there are some softwares also that you can use for that.
Sir, what does NTH mean?
Number, N for number.
Oh,
Any
okay.
number. Okay, so 550th. Okay, right, 20th. So NTH means any number, okay, that you desire. Okay,
Okay, sir.
then types of probability samples. Okay, so you see first one is multi-stage cluster sampling, a sample chosen in one or two stages between, because the population is not easily identified or is large, so multiple stage. Okay, or it may be clustered. Okay, so what cluster? So maybe, okay, a school. Okay, under that school maybe only chemistry teacher. Okay, or maybe only the females, okay, or only the males, or maybe the age group. Okay, only those who have 10 years teaching experience. These are the clusters. Okay, so based on different category. Got the idea? First you have to choose only the chemistry teachers, then chemistry teachers under 40 or maybe above 40, right? So these are the multiple stages. Stratifying the population on a characteristic. Okay, then sampling from each stratum. Okay, so it may be based on gender. Okay, it may be also based on age. Okay, maybe based on the teaching experience. Depends. Okay, so who will represent each group? So meet all the criteria. Then proportional stratification sampling approach. Okay, so boys, okay, 6,000, girls 3,000. So proportion is 0.66 and then 0.33. Okay, so total 100%. Okay, so you need 300, for example. So boys are, okay, almost, boys are double right here. So this is proportionated. Then types of non-probability samples. So first one is convenience, means participants that are selected. Why? As they are willing and available to be studied. Okay, so that's why you have chosen those participants, because these are available. Okay. Then snowball sampling, the researcher asks participants to identify other participants to become members of the sample. Okay, for example, you know some people and you are asking those people to choose other people. That is snowball. Is it okay? Clear?
Yes, sir.
So then you have already chosen your samples. Now you have to collect or obtain permissions, right? So how would you, okay, obtain permissions? So permissions may be collected from different institutions or organizations, okay, from ministry, right? From the government, it depends, right? Okay, then it may be from specific sites. For example, you need only the permission from the particular school, maybe from the, okay, principals, okay, right? Or it may be individual participant. Even in some cases, you have to seek permission from all individual participants, right? It depends. For example, if there is a system, okay, so if headmaster says that, okay, you can collect data from everyone of my school, maybe single permission from the, okay, head of the, okay, institution is enough. But in some cases, for example, okay, if you collect permission from the individual teachers, okay, and if, for example, you have not got any permission from the head of the department, okay, in that case, maybe you have to collect permission individually, right? Do you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, then parents of participants who are not adults. For example, if you want to get data from the maybe adolescent, okay, or maybe children, okay, right? So who are usually regulated by the parents or the guardians. In that case, you have to seek for permission from the parents or from the caretakers, from the governance, right? So maybe campus approval, for example, university or college or the institutional review board, right? So in that case, maybe for different campus, people in charge, okay, or maybe the head of the department, right? Okay. Maybe the coordinator, okay, so different post may be there. So you see different types of people, okay, may be involved here, okay. So as per the system of that institution or organization or the level of, okay, the participants, you have to obtain permission. Is it clear? Because if you do not get permission, you will not be able to collect the data, তাই না? আপনি যাবেন টিচারের সাথে দেখা করতে, জিজ্ঞেস করবে আপনাকে এখানে কে পাঠিয়েছে, কে পারমিশন দিয়েছে, রাইট? তখন যদি বলেন হ্যাঁ আমাকে, আমি এরকম হেড অফ দ্য ডিপার্টমেন্টের পারমিশন নিয়েছি অথবা ভিসি স্যারের পারমিশন নিয়েছি আপনাদের কাছে ডেটা কালেক্ট করেছে, ওকে, সো মেবি ইউ উইল বি ওয়েলকামড, okay, by the participants, right? তা না হলে হয়তো বলতে পারে no, I cannot share this information because maybe so if I share this information, there will have some problems in our organization. In that case, I will be liable for this. So definitely in that case, you have to seek permission from the higher authority. Got the idea? For various reasons, you have to seek for permissions. It depends on what kind of data you are collecting. So in some cases, maybe the individuals may not be able to give the permission. You have to seek for the permissions from the higher authority. Okay? Clear?
Yes.
So then you see linking data collection to variables and questions. So flow of activities, identify the variable, then operationally define the variable, then locate data, measures, observations, document with questions and scales. Then collect data on instruments yielding numeric scores. Okay. So how can you do this? So examples are given. For example, self-efficacy for learning from others. So level of confidence that an individual can learn something by being taught by others. Okay, so this is the meaning of self-efficacy. Okay, operational definition. Then after that, okay, locating data. So means 13 items on self-efficacy attitudinal scale from Virgin. Okay, so 1989 means based on these. Okay, uh, research, okay, or maybe based on this theory, so you are going to collect data, right? Then okay, so your numeric scores, for example, scores of each item range from 0 to 10, with being 10 means completely confident, okay, or maybe from 0 to 5, maybe only 3, maybe only 2, it depends, maybe only yes no, right? Is it clear? So it depends on you, your choice, your purposes. Is it clear to all of you? Do you have the strength to continue? Do you find it very difficult?
Sir, একটু।
Then should I stop here today?
Sir, it's up to
স্যার
you.
আমি কিছু কথা বলবো স্যার।
বলেন বলেন সাহিব বলেন।
স্যার আমি যে বুঝতে পারিনি স্যার ওই গুগল ক্লাসরুমে কিভাবে সাবমিট করব, এর জন্য স্যার আমি এভাবে সাবমিট করেছিলাম।
কিভাবে সাবমিট করেছেন আপনি?
স্যার জিমেইলে দিয়েছিলাম আপনার।
আমার জিমেইল কোথায় পেলেন আপনি?
স্যার যেটা ওই যে আপনি যেটাতে আমাদেরকে করেন, ওই যে ক্লাসরুমের কখন ক্লাস হবে ডিটেলস জানান, ওইটাতে স্যার আমি মেল করেছিলাম।
আমি জানাই, আমি তো কোনো জিমেইলে আপনাদেরকে জানাই না যে কখন ক্লাস হবে। আপনি কি ক্লাসরুমের কথা বলছেন?
স্যার ক্লাসরুমে যখন পোস্ট করেন ওইটা মেইলে চলে আসে আমাদের।
আচ্ছা, সেটা তো আপনার মেইলে যায়, আমি তো ক্লাসরুম থেকে করি। হ্যাঁ, কিন্তু আপনার কোনো ইমেল আমি রিসিভ করিনি সাইফুল।
হ্যাঁ স্যার আমি বুঝতে পারছি স্যার, আমি তো স্যার ফার্স্ট টাইম স্যার বুঝতে পারিনি স্যার কিভাবে কি করবো, এর জন্য ওরকম ভাবে পাঠিয়েছি স্যার। এবার স্যার কনসিডার করা যায় না প্লিজ?
কিন্তু ওই রকমটাও আমি পাইনি, আপনি যেটা ওই রকম ভাবে পাঠিয়েছেন সেটাও আমি রিসিভ করিনি, বুঝতে পেরেছেন
স্যার? আমি ওই শারিফাকে আমি স্যার স্ক্রিনশট দিয়েছিলাম।
আচ্ছা, কিন্তু আমার এখানে তো আমি দেখছি না আপনার কোনো ইমেল। কবে পাঠিয়েছেন আপনি কবে পাঠিয়েছেন বলেন তো?
স্যার আমি রাত্রির দিকে পাঠিয়েছিলাম স্যার।
15
স্যার মনে হয় 16 ডিসেম্বর, মনে হয় 5 দিন আগে স্যার।
December 15 was the date. What was your deadline? No, sorry, it was
স্যার মনে হয় 16 ডিসেম্বর বলতে স্যার 15 ডিসেম্বর রাত্রে 1টা বাজে, মানে 12টার পরে পাঠিয়েছিলাম স্যার। এর আগে ট্রাই করছিলাম, হচ্ছিল না, এরপরে আপনাকে একটা মেসেজ দিছিলাম যে স্যার 12টা।
Okay, so let me show you my email. দেখেন আপনাদেরকে আমি দেখাই একটু। Sharifa, can you see? Can you see
Yes.
my email? Can you see my email?
Yes, sir.
See, look at this. So on 15, you see no email, only one email from Muhammad Uddin. Okay, so on 15, no other emails. You see 15,
স্যার
15,
আমার
15.
স্যার আমার মেলটা দিয়ে স্যার সার্চ দিলে হয়তো পাওয়া যেতে পারে স্যার।
না কিভাবে পাওয়া যাবে? এই যে দেখেন না, এই যে দেখেন
স্যার
15
ইনবক্সে তো আপনার ইমেলই নেই।
হ্যাঁ
এখন
এই
সার্চ
যে দেখেন ইনবক্সে এই যে 15 এর সবগুলো মেসেজ এখানে আছে দেখেন, এই যে নাই তো। হ্যাঁ আপনার ইমেল বলেন, তারপর একটু সার্চ দেই যদি কোনো কারণে। হ্যাঁ বলেন, ইমেলটা বলেন।
সাইফুল ইসলাম ZX, সাইফুল ইসলাম ZX SAIFUL, সাইফুল ইসলাম স্যার এরকম।
সাইফুল ইসলাম ZX
জি স্যার ZX01 @gmail.com।
gmail. ঠিক আছে, ঠিক আছে,
জি স্যার।
সার্চ করছি। কই আপনার এখান থেকে তো কোনো রকম ইয়ে নাই, শুধু দেখা যাচ্ছে এই যে আপনার ক্লাসরুমে যে আপনি আছেন সেটাই দেখা যাচ্ছে। নো মেসেজ ম্যাচড ইউর সার্চ, দেখেন আছে? শরীফা আছে?
নো স্যার।
নো।
স্যার তাহলে কিভাবে আমি বুঝিনি স্যার, এর জন্য হয়তো আমার ভুল হয়ে গেছে। আমি স্যার পাঠাইছি, আমি স্ক্রিনশট দিতে পারবো স্যার।
আচ্ছা যাই হোক, এখন স্ক্রিনশট দিলেন কিন্তু আমি তো পাইনি, আপনাকে প্রবলেমটা সলভ করতে হবে।
ভুল কাউকে পাঠিয়ে দিয়েছেন, এটাই হবে।
হ্যাঁ, আর আপনি স্ক্রিনশটটা আমাকে পাঠান, শরীফাকে পাঠিয়ে লাভ নেই, আপনি আমাকে পাঠান। ঠিক
জি
আছে,
স্যার,
so
দিতেছি স্যার।
that I can find out the problem. ঠিক আছে,
জি
যে
স্যার।
কাকে পাঠিয়েছে স্ক্রিনশটটা আমাকে পাঠান। হ্যাঁ ঠিক আছে,
আচ্ছা স্যার, দিচ্ছি।
then I will check both your screenshot
ওকে
and the problem behind the screenshot, okay, and why I have not received your midterm script, সবগুলি তখন আমি বের করার একটা অপরচুনিটি পাবো। ওকে
জি স্যার,
ঠিক আছে,
থ্যাংক ইউ স্যার, আমি দিচ্ছি স্যার।
ওকে। So well, so then I request you to go through the rest of the slides. You have 4 or 5 slides. শেষ করে দিব নাকি আপনারা বাকিটা করে নেবেন?
স্যার আপনি শেষ করে দেন, ভালো হয়।
শেষ করে দিব?
জি, আমরা বাসায় রিভাইজ করব যে প্রবলেম আছে কিনা।
Okay, then okay, you see information to collect. Types of data measures. Okay, so what information you may collect? An instrument is a tool for measuring, observing, or documenting quantitative data, right? So what is the meaning of instrument? The function of instrument is to collect what? Data, okay. So that, okay, you will measure later on or observe in future. Then types of instruments, it may be performance measures, for example test performance, exam scripts, right? Okay,
Yes.
so any exam papers. It may be attitudinal, okay, measures feelings towards educational topics, means perceptuals. Okay, maybe behavioral measures, means observations of, okay, behavior, the way they behave, right? Okay, for example, you want to know about the behavior of the drug addicts, right? Okay, then
Yes, sir.
you can get information, okay, or uh, information through even it can be interview, okay, or through survey questions, or it may be okay, observations, okay, but then you can okay, code the uh, data. You can make numeric score of the data, or it may be factual, okay, measuring data. So like okay, documents, recordings, okay, right, audios, videos, different types. Okay. Then the next one is locating or developing an instrument for data collection. Okay. So how can you okay, develop the instrument? Instrument means here you can say either survey questions, okay, or interview questions, okay. Then how can you develop your instrument? Now you want to develop a questionnaire, but what is the process? So you may look for what? Published journal articles. Okay, from different articles you can see okay that what kind of okay instruments are used by those researcher, right? Okay, either you can adopt the same or you can adapt, you can bring some changes in the given questionnaire. Got the idea? Hmm? Then
Yes.
you may run an edit search and a descriptor for the instrument you want in an online search to see if there are articles that contains instruments. Okay. ERIC, that means this is a database, okay, online resources. Okay, you can search so that you can get any instrument related to that topic. Okay. Or you can check tests in print. Okay, different test papers. Okay. Or check mental measurements yearbook published by the Burroughs Center at the University of, for example, by different universities, or maybe by different ministries, okay, different organizations, okay. Or if you do not find anything available, okay, ready-made, then you can develop your own instrument. Okay, for example, you are doing the research for the first time. No one has done okay any research in that area. In that case, can you depend on anybody? Because nobody published in that area. In that case, you have to develop your own instrument, or people published in that area but not exactly your topic or the phenomenon you are looking for. In that case, you have to develop your own instrument. Is it clear?
Yes.
Then criteria for choosing a good instrument. How can you okay, choose a good instrument? Okay, so can you just depend anything what you get? No. For example, the first okay criterion you see, you have to ask the question that have authors developed the instrument recently? For example, you are talking about okay the assessment practices in 21st century, but you have got the instrument that was developed in 1980s. Then do you think this is valid?
No.
Definitely no. Why?
Because it's not published recently.
Because this is very old.
Old, yes. Hello, sir? হ্যালো হ্যালো আমি কিছু শুনতে পাচ্ছি না হ্যালো
Hello, Sharifa, can you hear me?
yes sir now I can hear you
So I got disconnected.
oh okay no problem
Probably. I was talking that suddenly I found okay, no response from you. Okay. Yeah. So how far you heard of me?
Sir, you said that it's old. That
Okay, so means we discussed the first one.
first one. Yes.
Okay. So
Yes.
yeah, if it is old, so you cannot rely on that, right? You cannot depend on that. Okay. So that's why you have to also find out, okay, the year, okay, when it was published. Okay, is it dependable now? Hmm? So if you find very old, then you may not depend on this. Got the
Yes.
idea? Okay.
Yes.
So then is the instrument widely, okay, cited by other authors? Okay, means you have got a source, but that is not cited by anybody. Maybe this is not very, okay, authentic
Important.
or not very
Authentic.
important. Okay.
Yes.
So, but for example, uh, if you find any resource or any author that is cited by most of the researcher, means this is very widely accepted, right?
Yes.
In that
Hmm.
case, you can also cite or get idea from that author. Got the idea?
Yes.
So are reviews available for the instrument? For example, you are now going to use the particular instrument for your research, but okay, you have not searched the reviews. Reviews, you know, for example, you have, okay, visited any hotel, restaurant, okay,
Hmm.
and you also review, okay, 5 star, 4 star, or any comments, right? These are called reviews. So regarding also instrument, also you may get the reviews, okay, that whether this instrument is effective or not, or what are the problems with the instrument, right? So
Yes.
if you get the reviews, then you can easily understand whether, okay, if you use this instrument, it would be fruitful for you or not, huh? Or the limitations or the strength of the instrument. Is it okay?
Yes. Yes,
Then
sir.
the next point is, does the procedure for recording data fit the research? Fit the research questions or hypothesis in your study? Means your hypothesis or your research questions are, okay, one, but that may be different. In that case, you may not use this, right? If they are not similar. Then does the instrument contain accepted scales of measurement? For example, there are 15 measurement scale, 0 to 15. That may be very uncommon, unusual. So should you depend on that? Is it necessary for you? So you have to also decide that. Okay. Next is there information about the reliability and validity of the scores from past uses of the instrument? So if you do not get the reliability or the validity of the score, you should not use it. So means research is a very conscious product or unconscious product.
Conscious.
Conscious, you have to know many things.
Hmm.
Okay, you have
Yes.
to be very much aware of the situation. Okay, otherwise it may not be possible to conduct a good research. You have to be very much knowledgeable.
Yes.
Okay, you should have multiple experience, right? So
Yes.
you see, if you do not know that how to evaluate the instrument, if you do not know who are the key authors in this field, if you do not know the reviews of the instrument, খালি ধরলাম কোনো একটা দিয়ে দিলাম যেটা আপনারা ওই যে অ্যাসাইনমেন্ট করার জন্য করেন, হ্যাঁ? ঠিক আছে, গুগলে একটা কিছু পেলেই হলো, এইবার কপি আর পেস্ট, 5 মিনিটে
স্যার এটাই
অ্যাসাইনমেন্ট ডান।
কারণ যত ভয় লাগে।
হ্যাঁ, অ্যাসাইনমেন্ট ডান 5 মিনিটে অথবা 1 রাত সর্বোচ্চ। নিয়ে বসলাম, বসলেই হলো 1 কাপ কফি খেতে খেতে আপনার অ্যাসাইনমেন্ট রেডি। ঠিক আছে, কিন্তু
হুম।
সেটা কি রিসার্চ হবে?
না।
রিসার্চ করার জন্য যে ইনস্ট্রুমেন্ট সেটা খুঁজতে আপনার কয়েক মাস লেগে যেতে পারে। এই ফিল্ডের বেস্ট অথর কারা, এই ফিল্ডের সবচেয়ে সাইটেড অথর কারা, এই ফিল্ডের এই যে ইনস্ট্রুমেন্ট গুলো আছে সেটার মধ্যে বেস্ট ইনস্ট্রুমেন্ট কোনটা, ঠিক আছে, হ্যাঁ, সেগুলোকে আমার সাথে ম্যাচ করছে কিনা, এই রিলেটেড যারা রিসার্চ করেছে তাদের কি কি প্রবলেম হয়েছে, কি কি এখানে ওইগুলোর কি রিলায়েবল কিনা, ভ্যালিড কিনা, এই সেই অনেক হিসাব নিকাশ করে তারপর কিন্তু আপনার ডেটা কালেকশনে যেতে হবে।
জি।
ঠিক আছে, তারপর ডেটা অ্যানালিসিস, তারপর রিসার্চ। আর যদি হয় হ্যাঁ ঠিক আছে, একটা অনলাইনে একটা পেলাম, ভালোই মনে হচ্ছে যে এটা খুব সুন্দর লিখেছে, দেখে তো পছন্দ হয়েছে, স্যারের এইটাই পছন্দ হবে, সো এটাকে কপি করলাম। কপি করতে যে সময়টা লাগে, কন্ট্রোল সি, প্রথম কন্ট্রোল এ, তারপর কন্ট্রোল সি, এরপর কন্ট্রোল ভি, 3 সেকেন্ডে কাজ শেষ। So it will be never a research.
Yes.
তাই না? এবং আমাদের মোস্ট অফ দ্য স্টুডেন্ট কিন্তু রিসার্চ বলতে এটাই মনে করে।
স্যার
স্যার কে বলছেন
স্যার
স্যার?
ডেটা অ্যানালিসিসটা কি স্যার আমরা এখানেই শিখবো না স্যার?
হ্যাঁ শিখবো। এখন আমরা ডেটা কালেকশন শিখছি। হ্যাঁ, সো ডেটা কালেকশনের জন্য তো ডেটা
স্যার আমরা
আগে
যে
তো ইনস্ট্রুমেন্ট
স্যার
লাগবে।
মিডের আগে যেটা
হ্যাঁ বলেন।
স্যার মিডের আগে যেটা জমা দিয়েছি স্যার আমি তো স্যার জাস্ট মানে মিথোডোলজিটা পর্যন্ত আমি মানে বুঝেছি বা আমি মানে করেছি। তারপর যে স্যার সবাই শুনলাম যে মানে ডেটা অ্যানালিসিসও করেছে। বাট স্যার আমি তো এটা শিখি নাই, আমি এর জন্য এটা করতে পারিনি স্যার।
ডেটা অ্যানালিসিস কেউই করেনি। ডেটা অ্যানালিসিস কিভাবে করবে সেটা লিখেছে। প্রসিজার অফ ডেটা অ্যানালিসিস, ডেটা কালেকশন প্রসিজার, ডেটা অ্যানালিসিস প্রসিজার। প্রসিজার বলেছে হ্যাঁ, যে কি পদ্ধতিতে ডেটাটা কালেক্ট করবে বা কি পদ্ধতিতে অ্যানালিসিস করবে, এটা আন্ডার মেথোডোলজি। কিন্তু ডেটা অ্যানালিসিস এখনো কেউ করেনি। ডেটা তো কালেক্টই করে না, অ্যানালিসিস করবে কি করে? So next class we will discuss okay your what is called your proposal, huh? We
Research
discuss your
proposal.
research
Okay, sir.
proposal. Okay. So the next one. So is it clear? So how can you choose a good instrument? But if you do not find any good instrument, what you have to do?
We have to develop our own
Develop your own instrument. Then
Yes.
reliability. Okay, scores from measuring variables that are stable and consistent. This is called reliable. Okay, so for example, if all the research, okay, they get the same thing, then this is called reliable, consistent. Okay, একদিন ক্লাস করে আর একদিন করে না। Then example, bathroom scale, types of reliability. So reliable, 5 বার দাঁড়াচ্ছেন, 5 বার 5 রকম রিডিং দিচ্ছে। একবার দেখাচ্ছে 60 কেজি, আরেকবার 70 কেজি, আরেকবার 55 কেজি। প্রথম তো খুশি হয়ে গিয়েছিলেন 45 কেজি দেখি, হাই হাই আমার 10 কেজি ওয়েট কমে গেছে। কিভাবে কমলো? আয়নার সামনে দাঁড়িয়ে দেখেন যে না, ফেস তো ঠিকই আছে, তাহলে ওয়েট কি করে কমলো? টেনশনে পড়ে গেছে। পরে একটু পরে মনে হলো এটা কি ঠিক আছে তো, ওয়েট মেশিন।
Hello, sir. Hello. Hello. Hello, Sadia আপু।
না স্যার কি শুনতে পাচ্ছি না আজকে।
আচ্ছা,
আর
তাহলে স্যার
কন্টিনিউ করার দরকার আছে?
আপু আর 2-3টা স্লাইড মেবি আছে, সো তাহলে একা একা পড়তে হবে। আর কোনো প্রবলেম থাকলে কি হবে এর জন্য স্যার বলে দিলে ভালো হতো।
আর তো প্রবলেম থাকলে অবশ্যই ডিসকাস করে, বাট স্যার কোথায়?
স্যার তো ডিসকানেক্ট।
অনেকদিন পর লম্বা ক্লাস, মাথা ব্যথা করতেছে।
আরে
হ্যালো।
হ্যালো স্যার, ওয়েলকাম ব্যাক।
So Wi-Fi disconnect, I don't know what's
Yes, sir.
wrong with
No
this.
problem.
Okay, yeah, probably have come back again. Well, so can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so then can you see the slide? Can you see the slide?
No, sir, I can't.
No, sir.
Okay, I think you can see now. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so দেন হঠাৎ করে আবার দেখলেন কি ওয়েট তো বেড়ে গেল, কি ব্যাপার একটু আগে কমে গেল এখন আবার বেড়ে গেল, মিনস the problem is with the scale. So that's why what you should do, test and retest, right? For
Yes.
reliability. Okay, so scores are stable over time. Okay, so different time. Okay, when you find that yes, the scores are stable, it means this is reliable. Okay, so that's why you should not depend sometime on the single test. Okay, then alternate forms, equivalence of two instruments, alternate forms and test retest. এই মেশিনে খারাপ এসেছে অন্য মেশিনে দেখি, হঠাৎ করে আমার হাইট বেড়ে গেল, আরে হঠাৎ করে হাইট কমে গেল, এই বয়সে আবার হাইট কমে যায় নাকি? ঠিক আছে, তা আসলে মেশিনটাই প্রবলেম। আপনি আননেসেসারি টেস্ট করার দরকার নাই। সেজন্য দেখেন এরকম প্রবলেম কিন্তু আমাদের রিয়েল লাইফে হয়। হঠাৎ করে আপনি গিয়েছেন ডাক্তারের কাছে, ডাক্তার বলে আপনার তো হার্ট খারাপ হয়ে গেছে। কেন, কি হলো? যে না আপনার হার্টে তো এরকম 5টা ব্লক। সর্বনাশ, হার্টে কি 5টা ব্লক হতে পারে নাকি? আর আমার তো কোনো সিমটমই নেই। পরে দেখা গেল রিপোর্ট অন্য একজনের রিপোর্ট আপনার নামে দিয়ে দিয়েছে, অথবা একই রকম নাম কিন্তু ঠিকানা ভিন্ন, ওই ভুল করে তারটা আপনার কাছে চলে এসেছে, আপনারটা তার কাছে চলে গিয়েছে। ঠিক আছে, ছেলে মানুষ তো পরে দেখা গেল যে কোনো কারণে ছেলে আর মেয়ের নামও অনেক সময় নিকনেম কিন্তু একই রকম হয়।
জি।
ঠিক আছে, পরে দেখা গেল ছেলে প্রেগনেন্ট হয়ে গেছে। ঠিক আছে, সো ভেরি সারপ্রাইজিং, এটা কি করে সম্ভব? তো পরে খোঁজ নিয়ে দেখা গেল যে আসলে ওই নাম ভুল হওয়ার কারণে ওই অ্যাড্রেসটা খেয়াল করেনি, নিকনেম ওই এখন এরকম অনেক হয়েছে, অনেক রকম কেস আছে।
জি
ঠিক
স্যার,
আছে,
লাস্ট মান্থে আমার ব্লাডে সুগার পেয়েছি ডক্টর। এখন আমিও ভয় পেয়ে গেছি, ডক্টর তো বলতেছে এত অল্প বয়সে সুগার কিভাবে হলো।
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ,
এখন আমাকে 2বার টেস্ট করতে হয়েছে যে আসলে কি সুগার ছিল কিনা। পরে
পরে
রিপোর্ট আলহামদুলিল্লাহ ভালো ছিল,
হ্যাঁ
নরমাল
রিপোর্ট
ছিল।
আলহামদুলিল্লাহ ভালো ছিল, মানে ওই টেস্টেই ভুল ছিল, হয়তো মেশিনটাই ভালো না, অথবা
জি
somewhere
হ্যাঁ।
problem. So that's why, so for reliability, okay, that is also research. So for reliability, testing, retesting necessary, right? কখনো কখনো some machines may not work properly, so you have to use different instruments also. Okay, so probably with this machine reading is not good, so you have to use different machine or different time. Okay, probably morning এ আপনি করেছেন, খাবার একটু বেশি পরে করেছেন, একরকম রেজাল্ট এসেছে। Okay,
জি।
so then after meal or before meal you have to also, right? So different things you have to, কখনো হয়তো বা রোদের কারণে এর কারণে বা আপনি একটু দৌড়ে কোথাও গিয়েছেন, হঠাৎ করে প্রেশার হাই হয়ে গেছে, তো সেটা নিয়ে ওয়ারিড হওয়ার কিছু নেই। হাফ এন আওয়ার রেস্ট নেন, একটু শুয়ে থাকেন, তারপর আবার দেখেন যে হঠাৎ, তা না হলে এই যে হঠাৎ করে আমার প্রেশার এত হাই, কি হলো কি হলো, সেটা চিন্তা করতে করতে তারপর একেবারে স্ট্রোকই করে ফেললো, টেনশন করে করে। So we should not be okay so eccentric. So means we have to be reliable, right?
Yes.
Okay, then interdata reliability, similarity in observation of a behavior by 2 or more individuals. Okay, so what is reliability? So for example, Saiful claims, sir, I have submitted, I emailed you, okay, these, that, sir, screenshot. So okay, so let's check everything. So this is not available, okay, on Classroom, not even available in my inbox, okay, even maybe the screenshot may be different, whatever. So then maybe we'll find the reliability. Right, got the
Yes,
idea? Okay,
Yes.
so then internal consistency.
স্ক্রিনশটটা
Saiful, this is an example. Don't take it so seriously.
বুঝতে পারছি স্যার, আমি অনেক ট্রাই করতেছি স্যার, দিতে পারতেছি না।
given the practical example, I am not telling that যে না সেটা, আমি বলছি যে এটা হতে পারে যে কোনো মিস্টেক করেছেন। Okay, so that's why from diverse source, okay, from 2 or more individuals, so we'll try to get the rating, হ্যাঁ যেটা বলেছে সেটা ঠিক বলেছে কিনা, right? Okay, so এক স্টুডেন্ট আমাকে বলছে যে কি সে ঠিকমতো সাবমিট করতে পারে না কেন, তার দাঁতের প্রবলেম ছিল। কি দাঁতের প্রবলেম ছিল? তো দাঁতের প্রবলেম ছিল, এখনো সাবমিট করেন নাই কেন? স্যার আমার অপারেশন হয়েছিল দাঁতে। অপারেশন, কি দাঁতের অপারেশন হয়েছিল? আক্কেল দাঁত উঠেছে, ওই যে একটুখানি যে একটু কেটে বের করে দিয়েছে, এটাই অপারেশন। বুঝতে পেরেছেন?
জি স্যার।
হ্যাঁ, তো সেই অপারেশনটা কবে হয়েছে? ওই ক্লাস যখন চলছিল স্যার তখন হয়েছে। আমি অ্যাসাইনমেন্ট কবে দিয়েছি? ক্লাস শেষ হওয়ার আরো 1 সপ্তাহ পর। তাহলে আপনারা কত উইক সময় পেয়েছেন বাই দিস টাইম? 3 উইকস। এখন কেন সাবমিট করেননি? সরি স্যার। আপনার যে অপারেশন হয়েছে সেটার একটা প্রেসক্রিপশন দেন, বলে স্যার দিতেই হবে। তার মানে অপারেশন হয়েছে কিনা নাও এটাও এখন প্রবলেম, ডাউট আছে। ঠিক আছে, মিন্স রিলায়েবিলিটি প্রবলেম। ঠিক আছে, সো এই যে অল্টারনেটিভ সার্চিং যখন করছিলাম, হ্যাঁ, সো in different way I was trying to rate her reliability, means whether her words are consistent or not. Got the idea? So internal
Yes, sir.
consistency, consistent scores across the instrument. Okay, so as a researcher, so you see you have to be very much careful. So is it very easy to be a good researcher?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Not very easy.
Sometimes it's very easy.
No, not
And
very
some-
easy. So this is not very easy because it's very systematic. So if you want to be a good researcher, you have to follow the system. But if you know the process, if you learn the process, then if you learn the process, if you know the process, if you have the proper knowledge and skill, you can do it easily. Right?
Yes.
Okay, then validity. Evidence to demonstrate that the test interpretation of scores matches its proposed use. Okay, so types of validity. Huh? So evidence based on test content, evidence based on response processes, evidence based on internal structure, evidence based on relations to other variables, evidence based on consequences of testing. So you have to give what? Huh? Evidence.
Evidence.
Without evidence, no validity can be measured, right? So evidence to demonstrate that the test interpretation of scores matched its proposed use. So আপনারা যখনই কোনো কিছু বলবেন, so I must search for what?
Evidence.
Evidence for validity. What kind of evidence? Content, process, structure, variable, relationship, consequence, সবকিছু। আপনি বললেন আর আমি অ্যাকসেপ্ট করব না, because I should not do this. I cannot do this because I am not allowed to do this. In that case, I will not be valid. I will lose the validity. Yes, and also the reliability. Got the idea?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then scales of measurement, nominal, ordinal, interval, ratio. So you go through. Then last one is procedure for administering the data collection. Then finally, what would you do? Develop standard written procedures for administering an instrument, train researchers to collect observation data, obtain permission to collect and use public documents, then respect individuals and site during data gathering. Data collect করার সময় তাদেরকে কি করতে হবে? You have to show respect to them ethically. Okay, so this one should I explain or you can do it by yourself? Nominal, that is categories that describe trait or characteristics participants can check. Okay, so ordinal, that is also categorical, but what is ordinal? So
Rank.
participants rank order. Okay, for example, trait, attribute, senior, junior, lecturer, assistant professor, professor. Okay, so these are called ordinal. Okay, so then interval, okay, provides continuous response possibility to question with assumed equal distance. Okay, equal distance mean 1 থেকে 5 বছরের এক্সপেরিয়েন্স, ওকে 6 থেকে 10 বছর, 11 থেকে 15, okay, so interval, right? Then ratio, okay, so a scale with a true, zero and equal distance among units. Okay, done?
Done, sir.
Okay, thank you. Our time is also up, so
Yes.
take rest, take care.
Thank
Okay.
you, sir. You too.
So any question?
No more question.
No more question for tonight, huh? So then take care, all of you, stay fine. Assalamu alaikum.